Probably nothing too crazy to look into that one as we head into match number 2 now for World's Edge. Once again, B versus C. After this, only one more World's Edge, and then we hit the halfway point for this lobby. So points up for grabs. Buram United, fresh off of their win, 21 points to the good to start here in this lobby. It's a matter of can they maintain that top spot, get the 25 points. They need it. If they get 25 points, Genome, they crack triple digits. They go to 100. They will still be behind Boogie Borders, ExoClan, Chicken Sandwich, but at the very least going into regional finals, you do well there, even if you finish second or third, that top 4 could still be on the cards.
That all-important top 4 doesn't guarantee you more money. There are actually bottom slots at the LAN where you don't walk away with any prize money. But how many of these players would trade some of that prize money for a trip overseas, a trip to strut their stuff on the international stage? That's pretty much what dreams are made of in esports, making it to one of those international competitions. And what is game 2 here made of? It looks like it's made of
oh, Big Maud.
Big Maud, you reckon? Yeah.
I haven't seen a Big Maud for a little while, so I'm excited by that one. And I think, obviously, sitting right on top of it, Team Mott should be pretty excited by that one. And once again, going with the Watson, going with the flow.
Maybe even Lava City, but yeah, definitely in that sort of north or west, sorry, south. Wow, yeah, just get it completely wrong, Gino. In that southeastern quadrant, obviously, in the southeastern region of the map. Yeah, look, you can pick zones, but give him a compass and it'll probably just, I don't know, break it.
Well, if you had to pick this one, are you sensing Big Maud, Lava City in between?
Nah, you can't tell. You can't tell. That's, you
gotta guess though. That's part of the fun.
No, you don't. You don't. Come on. It's in that area. Like, if you're telling me you can tell whether it's Big Maud or Lava City, I can tell you right now. You've either blackmailed one of the devs or you're lying, Xenox. There's no way to go into into the POIs.
I'm not asking you to tell me. I'm just asking for your guess at this point.
Well, look, when I try and guess the zones, what I'm trying to do is try and emulate what the IGLs have to do in this game, right? Because that lets us know, where you would be thinking about playing the spots from and why. And that's why Moist Esports are already pulling up, and they like doing this. They like pulling up behind Big Maud. And that's where they're flying into, and we're seeing a bunch of other teams doing that at the moment. Buriram, of course, one of those teams who we have seen do this quite a lot. Interestingly, that they're not actually rotating that fast this time. It looks like they're waiting for some of these other teams. Even though they have this info, they're waiting for other teams to pull in, and I can tell you it's starting to get crowded over there.
Oh, aimbot. Nutty with it, with the wingman. Yeah, I mean, look, to be fair, this is one of those circles where you're just going to have to sort of play off of the next information, round 2 information, and where it's going to go after that. Then you can probably have a little bit more of an idea as to how this is going to finalize out. Jal pushes in, PK are out. Okay, that was pretty quick and easy. Early finish for PK. As I said, I think earlier, that they've been largely up and down. They had some really good moments in our first series, but they also had some rough moments in the first series too, and unfortunately 2 matches in, 2 rough moments in this one. So a bit of a slow start for them in the second series. A bit more work to do though, potentially for Team Mott. A couple more in and around their area. We've got 505 hanging around along with 20th guaranteed. Very much close by to each other as we have a look at DNZ over towards Lava City. They've got Emmanuel pushing in. Emmanuel, a team that need to get some points here. Started well in the first game, at least.
Yeah, Manuel have had a... sorry, not Manuel, but Hermigerd have had a... Nope. Popcorn, that's the one I'm looking for. I've had a spanner thrown into the works already, with the Rampart team going out first. As you can see, a couple of teams running into trouble quite early here, so a little bit of a troublesome circle here in game 2. Of our second series for the day. T4, oh man, that was a tough one. Just as I say that, S10 doesn't make it out. So unfortunately they will be continuing as a duo. And they're all the way in in Lava City. Currently only them and DNZ though, so there's still plenty of room. Plenty of room over here, as you can see in this wider shot.
Well, Emmanuel, playing one of those Lobas, has been able to loot up with that black market over in their sort of little cave system that they've got just to the west of Lava City. I was actually just looking at Herbert Gurr's lineup here, the Wraith, the Bloodhound with the Watson. Very intriguing lineups composition, probably one of the more unique ones that we've seen. 505 sitting in the caravan with their black market as well for a mixture, so they too playing the other Loba. There's our 2 Lobas in play. Got their black market, but they're not lighted at the moment. It's actually Bloody Hop that's occupying it.
Yeah. I don't know how often, teams decide to collapse their black markets after they've used them. I would have thought that's more of a thing in the pro scene because it really does matter if other teams are having access to them. That said, you would have thought they'd be putting it up pretty quickly as well. Anyway, fight here with MDY and Stinky B down near the dome. These guys are well away from sort of where most of the teams are.
Alright, that was pretty clean in the end though from MDY. Didn't even get cracked at all. Stinky B really not able to put up any kind of contest. 17 squads remain, so 3 squads gone in round 1.
You'd hope it's clean because Emmanuel are right on the back of this Xenox. They're not far out of the zone. It's been an easy run for them. Haven't taken much flesh damage on the way in here, and they've got their EMP ready to spam. So Emmanuel are going to cause some real trouble for MDY here.
Only double blue though, so they do have to be a little bit careful, and they're in the zone. If you take any damage, you get knocked, and suddenly you're in a bit of trouble. Remember, for MDY, they are triple purple. Shots out from Cass with a longbow as well. I wonder if Emmanuel might just fall off of this. They're kind of bleeding here. Half health on all 3 of them. As I said, only double blue. And with MDY, they've got themselves into a position, of course, by getting those kills. They've got those death crates as well, so they've got plenty of utility. They were not really in a horrible position either, so there wasn't necessarily a massive third-party opportunity for Emmanuel. And yeah, they're falling back to their cave system.
Yeah, they'll go back to the vault tunnel there outside of Lava City. BRU now potentially looking to pick up some of these kills as MDY make their way back into the circles. This is the position I talked about just briefly earlier. The one that Moist prefer to play from at the back of Big Maud. There we go. Zone continues to pull, goes more towards Big Maud, certainly, but definitely can't land anywhere else now. Guys is out. The chance for it to go further down towards Lava Siphon on Lava City. Also not really in. It can't enter that train station, so potentially, I'd say there's a very, very low chance it could shift somewhere towards like where Dewa is in the little egg there, but most likely it's just going to keep going sort of towards Moist Esports. I would have thought towards there. Maybe a little bit of chance it goes up towards 505 there at the choke between the guys and Big Maud. But either way, you can see with it sort of, just what's the word? Caressing the mountains at the side there, I guess.
Oh god, that's one way to say it.
Anyone who's outside of those, outside of that POI is gonna have to move inside after this one. You'd have to have some pretty big hands to do that, to be fair.
Moist Esports triple blue, Dreamfire. This is over towards Lava Siphon, so just chasing down the last 2 remaining members of SRY. Sense. At least getting a little bit of high ground here. Does not really go for too much. Okay, it does look back at some shots on the beat of Dreamfire, who is the only one on blue. Hems and Roy in a better position, armor-wise. Of course, they have to make their way over towards that Big Maud territory, towards those cliffs, and caress their way on over. RTL, well, they're making their rotation towards the south side, towards Lava City, which is already the more congested portion of this server, of this lobby, but they've actually found themselves a vacant building.
Yeah, they have, and it's kind of why, like, because teams know it's not going to end here. So again, it's just one of those places where it's like, well, if we rotate late, we know that there's a chance no one's going to be there because it's not God spot, but it'll keep us safe for now. It'll keep us safe for long enough to recharge our Valk ultimate and have another go at getting a good spot later on.
45 seconds until round 2 will come to a close.
Okay.
Need some shield cells.
It's the open air market here at the top of Lava City. The bazaar.
Dreamfire not going to make their way over to Lava City, though. Pushing out a lava siphon. They are heading closer towards the choke point that is being held up by Emma Gerd. Dolus on the right. Has got their portal up. It could actually be accessed. And by the way, SRY might just about to be eliminated. They are in the middle of Hermagerd and Dreamfire. It doesn't matter who gets the kill, someone will. And it will be on SRY. Both cracked, Vanilla Sense and Yasin. Yeah, they're just gone immediately. Roy will collect one. Pete will get the other. Double killing in the end for Dreamfire. This is where Hermagerd have to make a decision. Do you fight this, though?
Do Hermagerd want to push in here? They've already committed the Dimensional Rift, as you can see, but they actually go back up onto the high ground. One of the best things you can use it for, absolutely, is to bridge the gap between high ground and low ground and give yourself the option to take a fight that might otherwise put you in a bad position. Either way, they don't commit. They will leave Dreamfire alone at the moment, or at least maybe just poke at them from afar, because Dreamfire are going further out of this circle. They're looking for Emmanuel, who are now on the back foot. You can see Asia taking a lot of damage. Ems is a dangerous man to come up against, and the Seer is running at them.
Pops the back, gets it off successfully. Needs to... There's a med kit if he does have one to get the health back up. In fact, it's just going to be syringes. Aflo, the only one on purple armor. Full health. Has a bat as well. In fact, Emmanuel just not even going to bother with that one. They're just going to fall off. And honestly, it's the right decision, whether they know it or not, to go back to their cave system. The problem is, on the other side of their cave system, they push into Lava City, which is already congested. So I think they made the right call initially, Genome, to push over back actually towards Lava Siphon, just a little bit less occupied. Fortunately, Dreamfire are one of the only teams that are actually occupying it. There's been a knockdown, though, from Kento with a missile swarm onto Ems. Don't see the missile swarms getting knocked as much these days. Roy popping a shield bat. Obviously, for Dreamfire, they're going to be careful. They are getting absolutely swarmed by Ant Esports.
Yeah, Ant, they're really taking all the angles on them. You can see they do get the kill now onto Ems. He was leading the charge against Emmanuel, but unfortunately, he was the one to go down first. A little too kill hungry there for Dreamfire as they get, they get put down to a duo. Luckily, before it was their, it was a danger to them, but now Hermagerd are their saviors in putting some shots down with the Sentinel, and that'll actually scare Ant off for trying to confirm the last 2 kills.
I was just watching Holiday myself, very precise here with the hamlock and doing a lot of work to those under the bridge. We get an overview again here of those inside of Lava City, I believe it is, and DNZ1, MDY basically in the same building. Now they've got Emmanuel, who obviously need to go past Lava City. They definitely don't want to be sending it in. They go towards Big Maud. That green circle, by the way, has actually ended up between Big Maud and Lava City.
Yeah, look, we'll wait to get some vision of that one. We said there was a low chance of this happening. It's certainly going to be a fun circle. It's not going to be a fun time for Emmanuel, however, as you can see, trying to bulk onto Big Maud, and despite a nasty spray with the R99 there, it won't be enough, and Emmanuel will be eliminated. Roy still managing to do damage here, despite being a duo. They're pushing Ant back. They've managed to grab Kentung down, and of course they're still getting some help from the other high ground where Hermagerd are looking.
Remember, for Dreamfire, only 3 points in the last game, Genome. They only got 2 kills here, no M's. This is going to be one of those scrappy games where you've just got to try and manage your way into that next zone, into that next circle, see what you can find in terms of kills. If they go out again here really early, it might only be another, sort of 2-3 points gained. Roy pops a salve, but he sees an opportunity to get some damage back here onto Ant Esports. Holiday, Ji-Lun. They're both now full armor, full health. Ji-Lun's cracked immediately. Shots from Roy, absolutely on point. Holiday trying to respond. His teammates been knocked by Pete. The duo battle so far going the way of Dreamfire.
Okay, but now it's Hermagerd's time to commit as the duos finish up their fight. They want to go in for this, trying to set up some Watson fences. Not going to work out for Savior because the EMP comes in immediately to eliminate those. Nexus from 505 is on with the rampage, and now this could be a tricky proposition from Hermagerd. Are they actually going to go down in this situation? Did Dreamfire manage to hold them off? An incredible effort from this team.
505 just made their way in though, so it's a fourth party from them. Savior is gone, Nexus getting that kill, so Hermagerd are out. A lot of the damage done though, a lot of it successfully done by Dreamfire, but they've got themselves another battle immediately, another opponent straight away. Nexus is cracked, he's flash, he's down, he's knocked!
There's no way.
What a duo effort, Pete leading the charge! Most importantly though, Roy knocked down, so Pete leading, but now in a 1 versus 1, he has to finalize to get rid of Surprise.
Okay, but he's confirming some of the kills. Can he actually do this? It's a 1v1. Surprise, he gets out. You're telling me that Roy has just won a 2v2, scared off Hermagerd, won that battle, and then taken out most of 505 as well? Dreamfire, even a man down, are still better than most other teams in this lobby.
Yeah, Pete getting the revival to Roy, so 5 kills for Pete, 2 of them to Roy. He does have 6 assists though to his name. Team effort from both of them. Surprise is gone, so 505 eliminated. That means the 3 teams that were fighting Dreamfire, Genome, all 3 of them gone. Dreamfire survive, live on, big points being gained, and it's kind of what I said when they were trapped under the bridge. It's gonna have to be a game where you just scrap and fight, and they have done that successfully.
They've done it again, Xenox. That's the hard thing to believe sometimes with this team, is that they're
running out of ammo.
They're often getting into these situations because they're so aggressive, but they just get themselves out of them, out of those situations so many times. Like, how can you possibly do that when you're coming up against other teams of such high caliber? It's honestly unreal how Dreamfire are pulling this off time and time again. But look, Roy and Pete, they will have to...
well, the only downside is they're both running heavy and energy, and the energy for both of them is basically non-existent. There is still quite a bit of heavy on Roy, but Pete needs some of it. He does have a little bit of light for the car, but yeah, that, I mean, it's a funny downside to be in, but because of they've fought 3 different teams, they haven't really had time to loot. They're kind of just scrapping their way through this. Yeah, a bit of heavy has been thrown over.
It does make it a little bit tough, and you know, we talked about how the turbocharger is in the rotation for today, so you know, we were expecting a few more energy guns to be in it, but honestly, we haven't seen that many. Team Up are one of the few teams who actually got the next got the information about where the next zone is going. Now, we haven't seen that for too long, but you can see in the mini-map there, we are getting that egg circle, and it's actually continued to pull even further down towards Lava City, which is, again, you know, that's kind of why, you know, when you were asking me, you know, between Big Mord and Lava City, where's it's going to pull, it's very hard because, you know, past that sort of 3rd circle, it really can just pinball around a bit, and there's almost... There's often not a way to tell, right? So anyway, Moist Esports, who were banking on it being over towards Big Mord, they unfortunately pay the price for that. Meanwhile, lots of the teams over in Lava City are getting pushed further and further towards the edge of this building. And as you can see, anyone who's got an EMP is going to be farming Evos up in no time at all.
Same thing happening up north, though. It's forced Dreamfire into Daywa United. Of course, it's only a duo. Wounded duo as well for Dreamfire. Now the solo in just Roy. They were playing the egg, though. They've gone for position. They've still got Truth to the north of them. Dreamfire gone, but 8th place plus the amount of kills that they got from the fights that they won. Absolutely significant. It could be a massive factor towards the end. Rear Ram United lose Jack Cute, but they've still got 2 players below this building, knowing that there's going to be a heap of teams jumping out of it, pushing out of it. Truth towards the north have got themselves into a battle with Daywa United. Daywa United down to just Bastion.
Yeah, you can't actually see that on the overview right now, but there is still 1 player from Daywa alive, or at least there was. Now that means Truth have got the egg all to themselves. This is fantastic cover. That's a great place to play from. And it will actually work out very well for them because it's going to, you know, they'll be able to run pretty close towards where the middle of this next circle will be. in complete cover. So that's fantastic for them. D and Z are on this side. They know where Truth are. They're the ones that they have to worry about. That's the kind of angles they've got. And then you've got 3 teams down that is still currently occupying that building. They're the ones that were just trading all that EMP damage. You know, you got MDY. I think it's Team Op still in there. There are 2 of them, as well as 2 from Buriram United.
5 squads remain, and push now comes out from MDY. Castle loses a lot of armor, fully cracked now. Wodex is also losing some too. It's got gaps, that's knocked by Shakai, and that's Buriram United gone in 5th. So, I mean, not too bad when you consider that they won the last game, top 5 this game, couple of kills. Just plucking away, getting those points necessary. All are knocked out. In fact, MDY out of the count. Yuling did get a nice knock, but DNZ win that fight. Now comes down to a 3 versus 3. Truth taking the fight.
Wait, they're gonna
have they got the better position? Shakai cracked. It's Truth that have the high ground. They've got the position. They drop on down. Triple red armor surely from here. Cracks on their opponents absolutely everywhere. Billy goes down. There is a trade. It's a 2 versus 2.
Xiaokai left alive against Natsura-sama and Mosu, but Truth have a fantastic position, and they have first place in our second game. Man, I feel kind of sorry for, who was it on the right side of that circle?
DNZ.
Punk. Yeah, DNZ. You know, they actually had quite a bit of space to themselves. And then it was like, oh, okay,